Infinite Emptiness, Life Without Shape. The stories by Shri, Rajeev Shantaram Thatte.
Kaleidoscope.
I stand by the roadside. In Mumbai, at a traffic signal, you can see a multitude of faces. The ones emerging from cars, those sprinting along the street, people trudging with heavy, worried steps, faces gleaming on billboards, and the garish, unruly politicians splashed on unauthorized hoardings. Each face carries its own emotions. Sometimes they're clearly expressed, sometimes they're hidden away and discarded like rubbish. A woman is preparing herself. Gently stroking a baby's hand, she coaxes, "Start crying now. If you don't, you won't get any business." The child, no more than 1 or 2 years old, is held in a sling as she parades him in front of passing vehicles. "Sir, the child is sick. He hasn't eaten anything. Please, spare 5 rupees, she pleads. As I look at the world, I quickly notice one mother in particular, her eyes filled with desperate hope as she clutches her daughter while begging. I step out of a cinema after watching a film, a movie featuring a new heroine who is brash, exuberant, dancing vigorously, and drawing clamorous applause from the public. Do I like her? I'm not sure, but the 15 rupees for the ticket seem well spent just to see her. After the movie, I visit a photographer friend from the film industry. He is known for shooting photos of models aspiring to break into the movies. "I watched a film today. It was fun. Did you see the new actress Neeta?" I exclaim, eager to share my delight. He goes inside and soon returns with a bundle of 100 or so photographs. I examine each picture in astonishment. The models are captured in such scantily draped attire that it barely covers their bodies. "Do you know how Neeta Singh landed her role?" The photographer asks with a knowing smile. These photos were sent to 10 or 15 producers. Guess by whom? Before my eyes, I can almost picture a lecherous, exploitative agent, one who preys on girls as young as 16 or 17, coercing them into undignified acts for money. He might even have forced them to strip off their clothes. What more, I wonder, could he have made them do? Such disturbing thoughts briefly cross my uncomprehending mind. The photographer seems to sense my discomfort. He knows, well, that I have no answer to offer. These photos were taken, sent to producers, and the girl was paraded before them in nearly bare, sexy attire, courtesy of her pimp mother. Also, she could earn a lot of money. Money for her own comfort, all arranged by her pimp mother. I think quietly, wondering, should I even call this woman mother? At my home, the domestic help, along with 3 or 4 other maids, labors over the household chores. She is paid just enough that when she enters our building through the gate, the well-educated men residing there can't help but take notice of her. Even when the car is about to move, she won't budge until her eyes are fixed forward, pressing her foot firmly on the accelerator. She has 3 daughters, and her husband is a drifter known for his drunken stupors. In 4 or 5 households around here, these women work as washers, cleaners, and helpers to make ends meet. One day, she came home and told my wife, "From today, I'm quitting all this work. I found a better job. My husband found it. It's a night shift. I can now take care of the children's schools, their studies, and meals during the day. Instead of my drunken husband scraping by and paying her a pittance, I will earn proper money. He will drop me off at work at 8 p.m. and pick me up at 2 a.m. I'll earn enough to secure the children's future so they won't have to do menial jobs again. I sat there thinking, which shift is she going to take now from 8 at night to 2 in the morning? Once again, I found myself thinking, it's all beyond my understanding. A few days later, people in the building began to talk. Hey, the woman who used to work for you is now employed at the local ladies' bar. She works at night, serving whatever the regulars desire. All the local men go crazy over her beauty. She earns to 4,000 rupees daily and goes home. Her husband drops her off at the bar, beats her up with his drunkenness, and then waits far away from the bar at night, they whispered. I pondered, what is the difference between a poor woman who struggles every day doing washing and cleaning, unable to provide her children with proper clothes, education, or medicine, and an ideal mother who, by exploiting her own beauty, sacrifices everything to fulfill her children's dreams of a prosperous, educated future? Right across from our house is the housing board compound. We, who pay 150 rupees a month in rent, are considered well-to-do, while the poor families in the compound pay only 50 rupees. Directly in front of our building lives a family of Bhosles. Because they reside so close by, our watchmen's passing tidbits of news, both good and bad, about them reach us. One of them works in a factory as a laborer, earning just 2,000 rupees for a 12-hour shift. The fortunate Bhosles manage their home well. In the last 6 years, they've had 5 daughters. Even though they live in poverty, they strive to provide proper care for their daughters, even on a husband's meager salary. A few days later, the elderly mother of the Bhosles is seen at home. The respectable Bhosle is hurriedly taken in a rickshaw to the hospital amidst a crowd. In the rickshaw, the old woman bends over and says, "Remember, if you have a son, come back home. You've given birth to 5 daughters. Now bring forth the torch of our lineage, a son, so there will be a place for you in our home. Otherwise, I'll arrange for my son to marry again." 2 days later, while distributing sweets in the compound, an elderly woman is heard exclaiming, "A grandson is born." How wonderful! The Bhosles have finally received the torch of their lineage. I can't help but wonder, are these Bhosles not akin to the illustrious Chhatrapati Shivaji or Shahaji Raje Bhosle, whose lineage is destined to conquer battles and rule Maharashtra? A few more days passed. One day, an ambulance stood by. On the stretcher, beneath a white sheet, lay the lifeless body of the Bhosle's mother. She had succumbed, exhausted from her 6th delivery. The baby was cradled in the arms of the Bhosle family, a symbol of their lineage. Meanwhile, the 5 daughters wept bitterly. They had lost the mother who had always done everything for them as she brought the child into the world. Will we ever see that loving, nurturing mother again? They seemed to cry out. Today, as I behold the many facets of womanhood in the ever-changing kaleidoscope of life, tears well up in my eyes. The colors of the shifting glass appear to depend before me. I close my eyes and dab them with a handkerchief. Why does mother seem so different to me now? I have no answer